Oh, snap! Snapping at every topic that makes your fingers
snap.
Yeah.
I guess it's 2024. He's leading. Guys.
2024. 2020.
Happy New Year, guys. Otherwise, my name is Ndombi Toto, and this is...
Toto, compliments of the new year.
Yay. Some people say compliment. Some say compliments. Compliments of the new season. And that is Zuri Toto. Down there. Down there. Otherwise, guys, new topic for today is celibacy. As you guys have seen that we have a series on our TikTok, on our Instagram about celibacy and sharing our journey. For those who don't know, before we got married, we were doing celibacy. Celibacy for 2 years. One was dating and one were courtshiping and stuff. So for 2 years and a few months, because even when we got married, we didn't immediately go do sex. So yeah, that is the topic for today. Otherwise, please do like, share, and subscribe and follow us. And let's dive into it.
Yeah. So what is celibacy?
Okay. What is celibacy? Yeah. You asked me that question.
Yeah, I'm asking you that question, and then we'll be able to explain why we chose
this topic.
Celibacy.
What is celibacy for me? Celibacy for me is not being intimate with your partner in all forms. By kissing, touching, everything. And basically abstaining of not having sex. Also, guys, for me, celibacy is do not stimulate yourself as well. Because I feel like if you're still stimulating yourself, I don't feel like that is celibacy. That is my definition. And what is celibacy for you?
For me, it's not having sex. With the intention of getting something. Meaning that for me, if one says they are celibate, it means that there is something that they are trying to achieve. There is an end goal to why you are doing it. Because if you don't have an end goal, you can just stop it. Yeah. So for me, it's celibacy is a part of I'm not going to have sex up until I get married. Or I'm not gonna have sex for 6 months because I want the person to be focused on me and not to be disturbed by something else. Okay, and celibacy can also be whatever, but it's part of the main part is not having sex or being intimate. But the reasons why we are doing it can be different, because some of us can be doing it because of the Bible, of spiritual teachings. Some of us can be doing it because you read a book, or some of us can do it because we're in a process of being cleansing, or being process of being, you want to cleanse yourself. Because I know that there are certain people that they won't be able to allow to do sex when they're fasting, or when they're in a process of, attaining something spiritually. So the reasons can be different, but the main part of it is to not have sex. Yeah. You just have a toddler.
Yeah, I just had a toddler. I don't want her to.
Because when she's too quiet,
you must know.
Trust me, the house is on fire.
The house is on fire. I also like that. Also, babe, I also feel like also your mind, it also needs to be, like, if you practicing celibacy, also your mind, because I feel like it's also pointless if you say you're celibate, but you forever think about sex, about position, doing it, like basically you're doing it in your mind.
Yeah, I think it's a part of, it's not gonna, celibacy is not an easy thing, because whether we like it or not, one, as people, we are used to sex.
Yes.
We have done sex before. Secondly, we live in a society where everything is sexual. If you just go to social media, every 3 posts, there's someone who's twerking. Every 3 posts, there's someone who's half naked. Every 3 posts, there's someone who's posting about sex. Every 3 posts, there's a guy who's showing his thing. And every 3 posts, there's a guy who's showing his 8-pack and, So, whether we like it or not, we are bound to think about those things because we get to see them. The movies we watch, they suggest sexual things. The conversations at work, at schools, they suggest, you get my point. Just because you're a celibate doesn't mean...
you get your point.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that 100 other people are celibate. You can still be celibate, but your friend's going to speak about sex. But hence I'm saying that it's the intention. Why are you doing it? You must have a bigger purpose. You must have a bigger something that you want to achieve. For example, the reason why we did it, one, it was because... What are you laughing about?
sounded wrong.
Yeah, the reason that we did it was one, we were influenced by spirituality.
Yes.
We were influenced by spirituality. Being in church, reading the Bible. And by the way, we've always known about that. But I think individually, when I was not with her, I was still doing sex as much as I knew and I read the Bible. But I think the urge now, when I was going to be with her, I think the Holy Spirit, it was more now the Holy Spirit. And it was also the part of analyzing my own life, feeling that ever since I started engaging in sex, it was just for me taking a shortcut. As I think you shared this in a TikTok video. It was me just taking a shortcut. And for me, it was like, for once in my life, I want to do something right. And I want to be honest to it up until I get those consequences. So I want to be, sorry, she's watching something, so I think I break. Yeah, off. So I want to do something right, I want to be, nice. I want to do something right, and I'm not going to stop up until I see the consequences of it, because I kind of felt that within my own life, when it came to important, valuable things that I considered values, I was always taking the shortcut, and the consequences were never the greatest, So for the first one, like, listen, this is something I value the most. I value my relationship with God. Let me just do it the honest way, hard as it is. And what happened through that was that I met someone who was also on that journey, and were able to do it together. But it was not easy because we know sex and we've done sex before, and everything suggests sex, and and then as we were in a relationship, we even got to a point that we were very struggling financially. That I was renting another place, she was renting another place, and we had to move in together. Otherwise, we're just not going to be able to buy, because now you are trying to have celibate and then you're also still moving in with someone.
I remember
you just raised the temptation to 100%, bro.
And then he would, like, if he's bathing, he's going to lock the bathroom, and then if he has to change, he's gonna go change in another room. And I'm like, bro, why are you changing in another room?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want to tempt you or anything.
That time I was like, I don't want to be tempted, but I say I want to tempt you. But that time, like, hey, dude, I'm not already tempted here.
I used to laugh at that, but like now I understand why it actually did help.
Yeah, and also sharing the same bed with someone, you're like,
yeah,
okay,
but I think
do we put pillows here?
But bruh, I think mentally we were on another level. We would sleep in the same bed, but
not cross that.
I think not cross that.
I think I'm saying, you need to have a bigger picture of why you're doing something. You need to understand what is your end goal. So for me, my bigger picture was that I want to be disciplined and I want to achieve something right. Like I was tired of losing. I've always taken the shortcut. I've always just justify every act that was wrong. I just wanted to do the right thing.
Yes.
And there were times where I was weak, you were stronger for me.
Yeah, and then there was time I was weak.
And the time that you were weak, I was stronger for you. So there was time I'd be like, be like, brother, stay. And there was a time that she would be like, no, my sister. So I think also being celibate with a partner, it's very important to be celibate with someone who's also celibate.
Yes, but
because
not
when you are
influenced by others.
Yeah,
like
when you are weak by when you are weak by someone, they can pick you up.
Yes.
And when you otherwise, if you are the only one who's celibate, it's gonna last for a very long time.
They're gonna want.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that if let's say I make a conscious decision and I say that I want to be celibate, and when are you not? And then I string you along. That doesn't work.
Saying that,
that doesn't work. And I also have a word is that if you are disobedient with God's things, you will see the results of being disobedient. And if you're obedient with God's things, you will see the results of being obedient to God's thing.
And I guess it's the part of, as people who want to do the crime, but we don't want to do the jail time.
Yes, the judgment we don't want.
I learned that from I learned that from someone. He was like, oh, that's us as human beings. We want to do the crime, but we will not do the jail time. And life doesn't work like that. Everything has consequences, even if you don't see it today.
But you will see.
So for you, what do you think were the benefits of celibacy, and why would you motivate someone else to do celibacy, whether they are single or whether with a partner?
Number one, the reason why I would say people should choose celibacy it's teaching you to be disciplined. If you can be disciplined with celibacy, trust me, anything else, you'll be able to do celibacy. And when I say discipline with yourself, discipline with your mind, and because it's so crazy that when I was celibate, like, you don't think about sex.
Yes.
You don't think about sex. Our worries was like, what are you going to watch the next show? Are we going to that event?
You become more stressful when you're starting about it. Like, if you make a decision now, say, okay, I'm celibate. And then for the next week, you can worry about, like, hey, I'm celibate. But from that time, you just becomes who you are.
I actually became more stressed when I got married, and now I have to do the deed, because I'm like,
it was one part of your life.
What the heck? How am I going to do this? And that's another story. So it taught me, like, I would say people should do it because it teaches you discipline. And number two, as well, people should just do it because I feel like some people are in relationship because of the deed, not because they like the person. First, learn the person, love the person, and see that actually, can I be committed with this person without the deed, and learn their personality, the character, and everything, basically knowing the person inside, internally. The question was
benefits.
the benefits. Yes, baby. The benefits were discipline, that I can do something. I can do something for God, and the decision, like making a good decision that I can do it for God. And when I've told myself I can do something, I can do it. I can be obedient. When I don't become obedient, I choose not to be obedient, Also, the benefits is that I learned you the proper way, like who you are, like truly inside and out. Like, I know you, bro. Like, I know your heart. I know you fully without the sex. And I love that. And even if we don't have sex, I'll make an example, like when I given birth, it's not a train smash. It's not a train smash. Our relationship is not defined by sex. Those are some of the benefits. And I got a good partner. The benefits, I got a good partner. And also, it also showed me that spiritually, like we mature spiritually. And you had a relationship alone with God, and I also did. So those are all the benefits that even if I'm not around, you'll still be able to stand with God.
For me, the benefits for me, one, as Ndomi is saying, for me it was also the discipline. When I became disciplined with issues of sex, automatically I became...
You say your voice.
Or when I became disciplined with the issues of sex, I automatically became disciplined also in other spheres of my life. The finances became, I think at times as people, like we don't have power of ourselves. We are pulled and pulled from this trend. It's like you don't have control of yourself. It's like, hey, financially, I just can't manage finances. I can't choose good friends. I can't leave a toxic friendship. I can't draw the line of family and say, guys, this is it. Even at times we are victims of, we're just being pulled. But when I started, being celibate, it taught me that actually no, I must stop acting like a victim. I'm the one who's giving a go ahead to be pulled this way and this way. I'm the one who's giving a go ahead to just spend money recklessly, and then the next 2 weeks later it's like, but rent. I'm the one who's actually allowing people to have those boundaries. So I started to be like, hey man, if I can say no to this temptation, that means I can. It also taught me that I can say no to a toxic friendship.
Yes.
I can say no to family boundaries.
Procrastination.
To procrastination. I started being able to be intentional, like to be able to read books. If I say into because now I have is it too bright?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Sorry guys. Yeah. There you go.
Now I can have, so it affected me also in other.
Sorry guys, but understand all right.
It affected me also positively in other spheres, But also secondly, the benefit was also the part of sex. There are two things that are so powerful we take for granted. It's money and it's sex in a relationship. you can be with someone you don't love, but you love their money. And you can tell yourself that so at times imali iyaphazamisa.
Yes,
it's needed, don't get me the wrong way, but it's needed. But sometimes you can think you love someone, but you love their money.
The money.
Wait until that person's unemployed. Now you'll be like, ayikho. Wow. You know? You know, we can think that sex is also powerful. That these two things can be more. It can take away the attraction. So sometimes you'll find that with what I've seen, even with my life and speaking to other people, when we were just doing sex, it was like we did not have a conversation about important stuff.
About anything.
You know, I had a conversation about important stuff with friends, but to the girl, it was just sex.
Sex objects.
You know, so when we meet, it's sex. You know, going out, we were just going out just to have fun, but we were never. Connected. Who are you? What's like? Who are you? Like, can I really stay for the next 25 years, 50 years with you? Because as long as the sex was good, you know, and for us, we just, if the sex is good, that means the relationship is good.
Yes.
But actually, that's not the truth. Because once this person becomes unemployed,
then what?
Then what? Once this person starts going through depression, then what? Once the person starts losing a parent, how are you going to support the person? How are you going to be there for them? You know? So you don't learn about those things, kako sex, because it takes a lot of time. As much as it's done, it's so at night. But that I stay because the sex is good. You know? At the same time, nemali at times it takes a lot of attention. You know? So sometimes those two things for me were always prevalent in relationships. But the moment that you took away sex, I was forced to focus on Tombi. Because at night, we have to speak. Because there's no ching, 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 ching. We have to speak. Who are you? You get my point? I see you. You get my point? There's no excuses. We have to speak. So I get to know. So that's another benefit of when you go through celibacy, you get to know someone. Yeah, but at the same time, you also learn a lot about yourself, that I can take ownership of my life. I'm going to do it. You get my point? And it teaches, like guys, a part of, even if I could be tempted by another girl, I know that I'm not a victim to say, no, I was staying for 2 years with 1 year, because Celibate for 2 years, but we stayed for 1 year together. With someone, I woke up with someone and I say, I'm not touching you. You get my point? And it had outcomes. It had outcomes. So I'm not gonna be 5 minutes tempted and just drive around. For 12 months I stood. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna put myself into temptation.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, and also even at work, you know, it taught me that I'm not to steal.
Yes.
Handle money.
Because Nyani,
that is not mine.
Because
and this way it's harder, because
if you're having sex, you're stealing. Stealing something that is not yours because you're not married to that person.
But exactly, you know. So even at work, like work with money, I'm short engine. You know, I would want to buy Pelagon for the child, but that's not mine. So it taught me discipline even to other things, but it taught me to take ownership of my life.
Yes.
Ownership of my thoughts.
I like that.
Sorry to be long.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, didn't that thing ring a bell for you? It's like, what if you end up getting married to Ndombi and then you're cold in bed? Or for me, a question for me would be like, didn't it ring a bell for me that what if you have a small dick? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
For me, those things do not. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to speak about the small dick part because I don't know how important it is to their ladies. But the part of you are cold in bed or I'm cold in bed, for me that really didn't matter. It's an issue of, if then it gets to that point, then it's our duty to stimulate it. Yes. In other words, if let's say now we've been married for 5 years, like our sex thing is boring. Whose responsibility is it? It's us to make it. You get my point?
Yeah.
So if you're saying that I'm cold, then let's find a way to make me warm. Maybe we should, you know, maybe we should talk before we do it.
Yeah,
or maybe we should buy those things off, you know, maybe 50 Shades of Grey, you know. So for me, it's like, that part, you can't just listen to what people are saying outside there. take responsibility
of your marriage.
So for me, I was like, if we get it responsibility, it doesn't work out, we'll find a way, man. We're creative.
Yeah.
Maybe people must go down or what, you know. But the part of dig, I don't know. Okay, you can answer that one.
For me,
okay.
Apparently, they say look at your man's feet, and then you'll see the size. And then if they have long feet, and then you're good to go. So I'm lying with your feet.
I obviously.
You see.
I'm tall everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Where did you get that about?
Now you're telling people about my things. But for me, it doesn't matter because I feel like...
Sorry, guys, I can't feel bad.
Whether it's big or small, I feel like it's how you move around with it and stuff.
So it didn't necessarily bother you?
It didn't really bother me. But people like, what if, like, we are band in bed? But I feel like you can always improve in sex. You can always try again. And sex gets better with time, you know, and stuff. But I must say that... when we got married, I got scared to have sex with you because we've been celibate for so long. I didn't know what to do or how to kiss you. Like, I really didn't know how, to a point that I remember saying to my friends that, guys, do week, and then I ended up being on my period for the next like 2 weeks or so. I was scared. I didn't know how to touch. Yeah. Like, it's something new.
I guess that's a topic that we can speak about after, you know, if you ever go to a celibate route, when you're coming back and doing sex,
how do you navigate
that part? But I think for today it was just about celibacy. You know?
If you're doing it, don't feel bad, and also don't think, guys, there is not a community of people who are practicing celibacy,
and for guys as well,
and for guys, and also ladies, especially, don't feel guilty if you're still celibate and 30 and still have no child. Don't feel bad, guys. Continue and wait for the right partner. You will not feel bad or sorry. And the reason why I was celibate was because I felt guilty when I would have sex and stuff, and I feel like ingati I'm sinning, like God can see me, like Jesus can see me, and I need to fix my life. And it was so hard to go back in prayer to God again, because I know I keep on falling back the wagon, and also my partner then was not making it easier for me, so that's why I even had to cut ties. So it was my journey, and that is why I didn't do it.
Yeah, for me, I'll say, you know, lastly, you know, I think we are living in a society where we need to take ownership of our lives. Yeah, man. We you know, the rate of suicide is not a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
We can't even take control of our thoughts. We can't take control of our thoughts. We can't take control of people, you know. We are victims of everything, you know. And sometimes we sit and we listen to each other, and at times you want to say to someone, say, bruh, you need to take control of your life.
Yeah.
You stop being a victim. To refuse being a victim. Yeah, but I think we should get to a point of we're doing people so many favors they don't deserve.
Yes.
Yeah, because at times you know very well you don't want to be doing this particular sex, but you're doing it for him or for her.
Yes.
And you know very well that it is our pair.
Yes.
So why can't you put yourself first? You know. But for me, celibacy is also going to affect other spheres of your life.
Yes.
You know, once you say no to that part, you're going to be saying you will have so many no's. You know.
To any other things.
You know, and I think we between yes and no's, we use so many yeses and we reserve our no's. I think
I don't know why.
We should use many no's and less yes. Yeah, but just say no. Like, you know, just say no.
Yes.
Yeah, but not only to sex, but also to other things. But those things don't serve me. Just say no to that friendship. It's fine. No. You're gonna be on your own. No, I save the friendship.
You're gonna die alone.
It's fine. You know,
it's fine.
We are so scared to be alone.
Yes.
We are so scared to be on our thoughts. Yeah,
yes.
But thank you.
Before you say thank you, I think I think next time you should do a video by yourself because I feel like there's a different community for women with celibacy. I feel like more women do celibacy compared to men. You know, I think you should do a video by itself, like why should a man or boy do celibacy and stuff, because I feel like it's a different experience, and we need more men who practice celibacy, because when you see the comment section, it's actually sad that it seems like more men are struggling with celibacy more than women. So yeah.
I think the reason we're struggling as men is because it's not a conversation that is cool we're having. We were not, from a very young age, that's what's expected from us. If you are with someone, automatically people ask you that conversation. Are you guys having it? So yeah, certainly.
Yes. Otherwise, please like, share, and subscribe. And this is our journey.
God willingly. Thank you.